We have had a wonderful, let me say, wonderful conversation with my good brother, President Pedro Sanchez and his team. I have informed my good brother here that he has broken 2 records in one go. He has broken the record of being the first president of Spain in our close to 60 years of diplomatic relations to visit Kenya. And secondly, he has also broken the record of being the first president to visit Kenya when I am president of Kenya. It's my first visitor as head of state. Welcome, Your Excellency. Your visit confirms that there is scope of relationship between our 2 countries. We have agreed on a couple of issues that should be instrumental in developing a permanent dialogue between our countries, building on the common principles of shared values. Your Excellency, you have conveyed your priority for Spain's foreign policy, and we have agreed to develop a broad bilateral agenda, fostering political, economic, and cultural cooperation. Consequently, 3 memoranda of understanding in the areas of trade, health, and education have been signed by representatives of our 2 countries. Kenya welcomes, Your Excellency, the interests of Spanish companies in various sectors, including tourism, agriculture, infrastructure, water management, and renewable energy. And I commit to strengthen our economic and investment relations between our 2 countries and appreciate that bilateral flows have shown a very positive growth, especially over the last decade. However, I must add that there is tremendous room for us to grow our trade and investment opportunities. We recognize the investments by public and private corporations and multilateral institutions generate positive benefits to the economy and enable technology transfer while contributing to the growth and cultural diversity of our country. We invite Spanish investors to tap into these positive attributes that Kenya offer. And I want to say, Your Excellency, as I told you earlier, we have real concrete opportunities in our blue economy. Investors in that sector, in the harvest of the huge resources we have in our our coast, the processing, the value addition, and the whole components that come with the blue economy. And I have set up a ministry deliberately and specifically targeted on the blue economy to help unlock the potential that exists in that space. Your Excellency, we have discussed in broad aspects the ongoing climate crisis, which continues to subject humanity to unprecedented challenges. It is catastrophic effects, as evident by the current drought in the Horn of Africa. And I have explained to you that we are living a nightmare with close to 2.5 million heads of livestock that have been wiped out by drought, and about 3.4 million citizens facing a serious situation. Your Excellency, I look forward to joining the alliance Spain and Senegal have started on pushing back desertification. And I also commit that Kenya is going to be a partner, is going to work with you, and all the other community of the willing, so that we can together forge a united front as we tackle matters climate change, and especially as we go to Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt to deal, hopefully, with and come up with a broader understanding on climate change, climate resilience, and how we can finance all the interventions and also assist the countries that have suffered the brunt of climate change, and especially have a candid conversation around loss and damage that has occurred around the world. Your visit this afternoon, Your Excellency, to the Kenya Industrial Research Institute will provide an opportunity for you to assess progress of the Business Incubator for Africa Women project, which is jointly funded by the Spanish government and NEPAD. Kenya appreciates the support that your government has given to this project that brings to micro and small enterprises, especially those led by women, and aimed at addressing numerous challenges facing women entrepreneurs in our continent. We seek to continue the technical and other assistance to boost financial mechanisms in Kenya micro, small, and medium enterprises, including support from multilateral, the EU, and the European investment banks by financing certain aspects of the development of our MSMEs. Kenya appreciates your visit, Your Excellency, which is a milestone in our bilateral relations. Your visit, which is the first at this level and has provided us a rare opportunity to deepen and to strengthen the relations between our two countries. The challenges facing our world demand of us to work and to seek a new way of doing things. Kenya is on a new path to strengthening cooperation with the rest of the world, and I'm glad that this journey starts with Spain and with you, my good friend, Your Excellency. Kenya appreciates the growth in bilateral relations between our two countries. We, however, know that the balance of trade remains in favor of Spain. In 2021, for example, Spain's exports to Kenya stood at 123 million euros, while Kenya's exports to Spain were valued at 57 million euros. The East African Community, Your Excellency, and the EU Economic Partnership Agreement identifies products that are eligible to access Spain's market on duty-free and quota-free basis. Kenya continues to urge Spain and your support, Your Excellency, in resolving the issues surrounding the EPAs that will be discussed during the 10th summit of the Organization of the African, Caribbean, Pacific States in Angola. Your Excellency, again, you can count on my support and that of my government in ensuring that we take a common position when we go to Sharm el-Sheikh later next month, so that we can, in a robust manner, in an honest conversation, be able to have a discussion on the effects of climate change, especially those of drought, those of famine, the loss of wildlife, the loss of livestock, and the threat to human life that is being caused by the ravages of climate change, and have a candid discussion on the matter of loss and damage, and how we can work with multilateral organizations to provide financing for resilience, climate change financing, for mitigation, for adaptation, and for the after effects. We have agreed that at the ministerial level, we will have an engagement in Spain, and my Minister for Foreign Affairs will come with our business fraternity so that we can have a business engagement between the private sector in Kenya, the private sector in Spain, and be able to work on a common ground of how we can leverage on this good relationship to build the economies of our countries for the mutual benefit of our two countries. The renewal of the current financial protocol, Your Excellency, to be addressed by the two countries will add new funds to the kitty and facilitate the implementation of Kenya's priority projects by Spanish companies. And I have clearly stated, Your Excellency, that Kenya is open for business. We have created a bigger private-public sector engagement enterprise that will work between the public sector in Kenya, the private sector in Kenya, and also your private sector to leverage on opportunities that can help our two countries grow. We have tremendous opportunity in the areas of the blue economy, where we know Spain has a lot of experience. We will open those opportunities for our private sector, your private sector, and the public sector is going to play a facilitative role in ensuring that we tap into these opportunities for both economic development, creation of jobs, and adding value to the enormous resources that we have in our oceans and in our rivers. Your Excellency, let me also agree with you that added on to these opportunities, especially between our two countries, there is also huge opportunity in the East African community, and your policy, Your Excellency, of working with Africa is a welcome development. I want to commit that Kenya is going to be a dependable ally for Spain, in especially the endeavor to reach out to our continent. Kenya will be the gateway, and we will work together so that Spain can find its way into our continent, and we can grow those relations on the basis of mutual respect and ensuring that we leverage the economic opportunities that come to our market. I want to let you know, Your Excellency, that as a region, especially the East African Community region, we are all systems go in ensuring that we build this region both as a common market and also progressing towards a federation. We are looking forward to learning experiences from Spain and the European Union. You have walked this journey ahead of us, and we will look forward to learning from you how to consolidate our market and how to take it to the level of a federation. Because we are very strong believers that the future is that of cooperation, working together, and building a common market, not just as the East Africa community, but also as the continent of Africa, using the infrastructure of Africa Continental Free Trade Area, that Kenya is a signatory. And again, Spain can leverage on the advantage you get out of Kenya being the champion, not just for the East Africa community, but the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. Your Excellency, let me also undertake that Kenya will continue to be a responsible player in the global stage. Spain and Kenya hold the same position on matters to do with Ukraine, and we believe that the internationally recognized instruments that calls for the respect of boundaries of countries is the bare minimum that any nation should live by. And it is our position as Kenya and as East Africa that the issues around Ukraine should be resolved in the earliest time possible, because in the midst of the COVID pandemic and the climate change serious challenges we have, the least we need is a war in between. So I think that is our collective position, and I'm happy that we share this with our good friends in Spain. Your Excellency, let me also commend you for inviting Kenya to the alliance against desertification that Spain is building with Senegal, and I have committed that Kenya will join the alliance. We have already undertaken as a country the policy direction that we are going to plant 5 billion trees in the next 5 years and another 10 billion trees in the next 10 years.
I would like to congratulate dear friend for your election as the new president of the Republic of Kenya. We're going through very challenging and uncertain times everywhere in the world, but I am sure that under your leadership, Kenya will overcome the difficulties. I would also like to congratulate the people of Kenya for the exemplary democratic elections that took place on August 9th. Kenya is, my dear friends, a priority country for Spain, and there is still a lot of potential for building stronger relations and for strengthening our political, cultural, and especially our economic cooperation. I wish to continue strengthening our financial relations with Kenya, supporting your economic and social agenda as we have been doing, financing priority projects of the Kenyan government through the financial bilateral program. Kenya has made much progress in fostering a secure and transparent business environment. In the international sphere, Kenya and Spain share a firm commitment with multilateralism. We are in Nairobi, the African capital, hosting the unique UN headquarters in the Global South. This is the right place to make a strong plea in favor of multilateralism as the only possible path to tackle global challenges that countries cannot face alone. Our two countries can build a stronger partnership in seeking solutions to address common concerns on issues related to peace and security, food security, gender equality, or climate change, as you said before, Mr. President. I really appreciate what you said. I do know that Kenya is suffering a severe drought that is affecting the whole Horn of Africa. Spain went through a very acute drought at the highest temperatures in decades this summer. I am confident that the International Drought Resilience Alliance, to be launched during the COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh, will facilitate a global response, and we really appreciate that you joined this effort with Senegal and with Spain. I'm honored to be the first ever Spanish Prime Minister to visit Kenya. Of course, we're looking forward to have your visit in Spain soon next year. And of course, we're looking forward to strengthening our bilateral cooperation on many fields, trade, investments, and of course, all these common challenges that you mentioned before regarding especially climate change. Together, I think that we can work before the COP27 that we will have in Egypt later November. We have many areas where we can work together and strengthening our bilateral cooperation. I was telling the President Ruto that normally in Africa, Spain is well known by its national soccer teams, which is fine. We love that, but I think that Spain is also a potential ally on many fields, areas that we can work together with Senegal in order to face the common challenges that our societies are suffering. So many thanks. I'm very honored to be one of the first international leaders visiting you as President of Senegal. and really looking forward to working, Kenya, sorry, of Kenya, and really looking forward to working together with you and with your ministers. With me, I bring a very important delegation of private companies, enterprises that are already established in Kenya, and they are eager to increase their presence in Kenya. So I think now in the lunch that we will have the opportunity to speak with them, and thank you very much for your hospitality.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much.